Hey, my name's Jody. Welcome. The Quantum brought us together. It's my intention, my prayer to Source, God, divinity, angels, that this message finds the person that it's meant to find. So, hi. What I was hearing when I was sitting down to do this reading is you've been doing the work to love yourself, and you're being asked to go even further, right? You're becoming aware of all the patterns, all of the belief systems, and there's always more, right? There's layers that come up in healing. Healing is cyclical. And God, Source, Spirit, the Divine, your angels, your highest self wants you to see where you're still not loving yourself, where you're rejecting yourself, where you're abandoning yourself. And this can show up in relationships, but also within yourself, right? As above, so below. So to really put a spotlight and awareness on where this is happening in your life so that you can just become more free, right? Like, this isn't supposed to put you in a constant place of like work, self-work and growth and figuring it out. Life gets to be joyful. Life gets to be fun, but it can't be joyful and fun to the fullest extent that your higher self wants to guide you to what we're meant to do here if you are constantly nagging and picking at yourself, right? It's just not it. And the truth of your being, the truth of all of us at our core, is that we are divinity. We all have God's source divinity within us. The plants, the trees, the animals, the crystals, the earth, the people around you. And we all have this viral programming conditioning that covers up that divinity, right? And makes us act in ways that we believe we need to fit in. And a lot of times that's self-abandonment. So me not acting in my authenticity to fit in, or you not acting in your authenticity to fit in, be accepted, avoid rejection, ridicule, whatever it is. And when I check in for channeling, I feel what the collective is feeling, and what I'm getting right now is this really tight feeling in the back. And it's like this carrying it all, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders is what I'm hearing. And you've been kind of making sure that everyone is okay your entire life and abandoning yourself. So if something comes up in yourself that you know you should act on, but you're afraid it's going to hurt the other person's feelings, you avoid it. You avoid sharing it because you self-sacrifice to make sure everyone else is okay except yourself. And then when that happens, resentment comes, right? Because you resent the fact that this person is happy because of your self-abandon. And this may not be conscious, right? It's a lot of times unconscious, subconscious, but then that resentment bubbles and that energy needs to leave, and it's asking you to change how you respond to this situation, which would be have your own back, speak up, speak your truth, share when you need to do something differently, even if it's not what the other person wants. You can't make everybody else happy. You have to make yourself happy. And when you do that, if these other people aren't happy with you choosing you, they're not your real people, right? You want friends, family, loved ones, partners that are like, oh yeah, that's what you need? Of course. You need to cancel? Of course, go take care of yourself, right? Those are the people that when you start to choose you are going to be magnetized to you because they understand and see that you are making those choices because you have to take care of yourself first. It's just like the airplane, the oxygen mask analogy. When it comes down, you have to put it on yourself first. That's what you're doing when you speak up for yourself. And these people that you're going to attract and magnetize into your life, these new relationships, are going to value that also. So when you speak your truth and aren't worried about what the other person needs, people pleasing, you're gonna, like, these people are gonna get it. They're gonna be like, yeah, of course, take care of yourself. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Right? Because they don't need other people to validate their experience. They validate their experience just like you validate your experience. And it's uncomfortable learning how to do that. I mean, I'm getting that you already are doing it, but these relationships are coming up that I'm hearing were like tricky, where you thought, oh my gosh, these friendships, these relationships, these people in my life, they're so awesome, they're so aligned. But you're realizing there's patterns that are showing where they're not really respecting your boundaries. And they're not really hearing you, they're not really listening to you, and you've thought that you've been trying to speak up and say what you need, but they're not listening, right? They're just kind of railroading you. And it's pretty triggering because you thought this person was someone that you could trust, someone that was a friend, someone that had your back. And it's okay, because you know what? It's just another deepening of showing yourself that you have your back, and the healing happens even more and more. And yeah. Okay. So I pulled one card from the Kim Krans archetype deck, and it's Anima Mundi. I'm going to show the card. I was called to just do one, and I'm going to read it because this deck is amazing, and her messages in the book are amazing. Anima Mundi, the soul of the world, all that is. Anima Mundi epitomizes the principle accept all, reject none. Simply put, it is the living soul of the world in all its multifaceted, multidimensional layers, bonded together by loving cosmic forces. Diversity is celebrated, multiplicity is honored, and nothing is denied embrace. Constructs of separation dissipate into the wonderful mess of shared consciousness. Anima Mundi is the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the mythic. It is the connective fiber that makes life meaningful. This card indicates an initiation on the level of the soul. You will awaken the unique light within and witness how this light contributes to the radiance of the entire universe. You will sense yourself as a critical note in the cosmic orchestra. Destiny is altered as you hear the enchanted melody of all living things. So when this card is in its light, it's tending to the sacred details of life. When dark, it's overwhelmed by the bigness of existence. With this card, what I'm getting though is a level of self with this Anima Mundi, and acknowledging all the parts of yourself that want to be seen. So at the beginning of this message here, it was to love yourself more and more. And this means to really have an honest look at what are the core wounds, what are the shadows that exist within you, and to give love to them, right? Realize that those shadows were rooted in not truth, right? The truth of you is you are perfect, you are whole, just the way you are. And the beliefs that exist within due to these core wounds that happen between the ages of 0 and 7, when we're taking everything in our world like a sponge, especially the relationships and family dynamics. And a lot of times, and this is something that happens to all people, all children, we have core wounds that make us feel like we're not enough, we're not valuable. So to look at these core wounds and see where have you self-abandoned, and what is the core wound? I'm not enough. And feeling like you had to prove yourself and show that you were enough because parents would check out emotionally, people in your life would check out emotionally, and you felt not seen in that moment. And it wasn't your fault. You know, we have to realize that our parents, our caregivers, our adults, or other people in our lives, we are all human. We're all going through our own trauma. We're all moving through life. We have different things that we're dealing with. And a lot of times parents, even if they're doing these unconscious things with children, they're not meaning to harm the child. They're a lot of times living through their own trauma and trying to figure out life. And none of us are perfect. So to realize where you feel like you're not good enough and to acknowledge that part of yourself, it was just a reaction to your environment. And you're absolutely good enough. You're amazing. Okay? And when you see this in yourself, this card, the soul of the world, all that is, you see this, you see the shadow in all other beings in reality. You see where their core wound is. I'm getting that you are very sensitive psychically, so you a lot of times can see the truth in other people, their shadows, their wounds. And a lot of times, like the shadows that were maybe the part of your parent that caused you to feel this not enoughness, I'm getting that that's what's in these relationships right now that are not listening to your boundaries because it works for them, right? They get to take your light. They get to run over your boundaries and say, and like take a little bit more from you than maybe you want. And it's up to you to say, I'm enough as I am, and it's perfect for me to say, I don't have any more to give right now. I have to take care of myself. I have to go do this. I have to take a bath. I have to nap, and it's nobody's business, right? You have to take care of you. And so with this, diversity is celebrated when you see this in other people and you see the shadow in yourself, you're able to just be in a space of neutrality, right? You can give your boundary like, no, I'm not available right now. And if they're upset about it, that's on them. That's not on you, because you are not responsible for anyone else, right? You're only responsible for yourself. So it's this big shift in awareness for you that you used to feel so anxious about asserting yourself and your needs and your boundaries, and it still comes up, right? Because healing is cyclical. And I just got chills. So this is a big one that comes up a lot for you, and that's okay. And to know that when you put yourself first, the universe is like, yes, she did it. They did it. He did it. And more of the right vibrational matches come in to meet you. You attract them in. And the things that are not a vibrational match, that are of that shadow aspect, are repelled more and more because you're not vibrating at that frequency anymore, right? So, tending to the sacred details in life. When you see your shadow, this feeling of not enough, and needing to people please others to feel accepted, when you see that come up, take this opportunity to reparent yourself. This is such a powerful practice, but when you feel that feeling of feeling not good enough, close your eyes, get into a space where you can sit down and imagine going back. Ask yourself to take you back to the first memory or a memory of when you felt not good enough with your whoever it was in your childhood. And just see what memory comes into mind and act as your higher self, your current self, going back to that small version of yourself. Ask what age you are and give yourself the love and the approval that you needed in that moment. Tell yourself that you are enough, you are worthy, you are valuable, and you are loved. And you are so powerful being your authentic self. And you are loved, you are loved, you are loved. This is such a powerful practice. This is reparenting, but this is also a very powerful element of healing that you can do on your own. Because when you go back to that time, it really is healing that memory, and it heals it for in the future, in the now, right? And now is all we have. And when you can shed light and consciousness on where these wounds come from, you are able to change your trajectory for the future. So it's super powerful, and you've got this. And I'm hearing when you do these practices and really acknowledge where your wounds came from, your core wounds and your shadow aspects, you see that in other people and you have compassion, right? And you understand that these aspects of everyone, it's just a part of human life and growth. And to be in a space of neutrality and not judging and hating, right? Because that only brings your vibration down. You want to be in a place of unconditional love where if this person is stuck in their shadow, you send love, but you also have boundaries, right? Like you stay in your space. Maybe you don't hang out with them all the time, but you can also have compassion and understanding for them, just like you have compassion and understanding for yourself. And that is how you anchor in your power in the now, right now. Now, right now. Okay, that's all for now. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for leaving a like, a comment, a follow. My channel is very new, and yeah, that energetic exchange helps my channel so much. I also offer quantum soul energy healing sessions, and they're really powerful at shifting out of patterns, energies, beliefs that have been stuck, something that you feel like you've done a lot of work on, but you're not able to shift out of it. These can be like relationship dynamics where it's like you've done the healing, but you're still attracting in the same relationship dynamics, like toxicity, toxic patterns. A lot of times it's soul contracts, past life energies that are just stuck and repeating in this lifetime. So find my jodyteresa.com, my link in my bio, and yeah, be well. Thanks for being here. I love you. And okay, talk to you soon. Bye.